Hey, welcome to today's show. What's up? Good morning. How's everybody doing? Oh, I hope I don't get copyrighted. Hope you guys know where that's from. Bang, man, oh man. Let me know how the sound is. Chill. He better. He better. Cassidy. Cassidy. What you gonna do, Cassidy? Welcome, welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. It's Friday morning, and some of you guys might be hella angry at me because what the hell am I doing so up early on Friday? Doesn't make any sense. I'm up because I'm up. First, please let me know how the sound is. Hey, Legacy, good to have you guys here. Welcome, welcome. Call your friends, let them know to come join the stream. We are here, we're live. We're gonna be drawing Booette. Booette. Internet OC. I wrote Bowset on accident. I didn't write Bowset. It actually was it didn't update from the last time. So every time you stream, it goes to the old title from the last stream. But yeah, she's got some frilly undies. Yeah, she got some frillies. So we're gonna be drawing Booette, and we're just gonna see how it goes. Where's it gonna go from here? Anybody knows? I don't know. It's nice and early. Good for you. Yeah, it is. It's so early. It's so early. Actually, I woke up at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. And where'd the ghost go? Yeah, if we play copyrighted stuff, you will get taken off the air like immediately. That's a problem with playing copyrighted stuff on live streams, especially. Yeah, what is that noise? It's scary. I'm sure that's copyrighted, but I cut it out. Yeah, it's Friday, man. Like some people are at school right now, so they're probably like really angry, and they're gonna get home and be like, "What the hell? What the hell's wrong with you?" It's random. I used to call these surprise attacks because they're not scheduled and just random. Anyways, let's get to the drawing. Let's get to drawing. So what happened? Okay, so last night I went to sleep early. There's a faster way to do this. You want to create silhouette. Last night I went to sleep at 11 a.m. But I woke up. Huh. I woke up at like 5 p.m. Okay, let's start over. I woke up at 5 p.m. and then I went to sleep that same night at freaking A. Let's just draw. I'm trying to find these holes here because there's holes all over the place. Yeah, I gotta close up these holes. I'm trying to fill it up so I can have a nice silhouette. Nice quick little silhouette. There's holes everywhere. Manga Studio does close gaps for you, but some of these holes are just too large. I got my coffee. Hope you guys have some coffee. It's helped me wake up a little bit. Oh yeah, so my days have been reversed. It was reversed, like completely. I was awake. I was awake until like 9 a.m. in the morning, and then I'd go to sleep. Wake up at 5 p.m. and then went to sleep last night at 11 a.m. Woke up at 2 a.m. And I was like, oh my god, it's so early. And if I wake up at 2 a.m., I'm not gonna go back to. I'm not gonna be able to. I know I'll just go back to sleep in the middle of the day, and it'll ruin everything. So I was like, I gotta stay in bed. I just gotta do it. You gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. So I forced myself to stay in bed for another 2-3 hours. But it took like 2 hours to fall back asleep. Takes a while because when you're used to like being up at that hour, it's like my body's just like, ugh, just get up. I was like, please don't, just don't look at the phone. Don't pick up the phone. You pick up the phone and you know you're screwed. So for 2 hours, I had to have discipline, and then I finally fell asleep, and then I fell asleep right 3 hours, like 4 a.m. or something like that. Fell asleep, and then my girlfriend's phone goes off. It's like, oh my god, it goes off, and like, so I basically got the 2 hours, and it was like 6 or 7 a.m. And then I was like, hey, let's get to work. And so we're here now. We're here on a nice working schedule. This is nice. If we can do this like once a week, that would be cool. Sorry that it's on the weekday for those of you guys who are missing this in the future. Sorry about that. Welcome. This is a pretty good starter tablet. Any good suggestions for cheap tablets? Huion. Get the Huion. There's a lot. I'm sorry. I don't know the names of them. I suck at names. But hey, Jed, give you a heads up. I'm moving out to North. You are. Wait, moving out of. Oh, you're moving out. Oh, what the fuck, dude? What the hell? How are you gonna come? Well, I'm gonna be in AX, so you'll be able to visit me there. So random that I'm able to catch. You're able to catch a show like the show twice in a row, because the show is pretty random. Are you like sitting? Are you sitting waiting for the show to start? Get your phone and ready, just like show. Oh, live stream. Whoa. A wild a wild show appears in the grassy area. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. There's still holes here. That's the ghost level for Super Mario. If you're too young, you don't know. Actually, maybe the newer games have that song. Bam, boom, boom. How's it go? Or how'd it goes? Let's try it again. Swagger, swag. That's not what I wanted. Oh my god. I happen to be awake, Jet. I'm working too. Awesome. Good job. Nice. Let's work together. Let's see how this goes. I have no idea how this is gonna. Like, I don't know how the lighting's gonna look. I haven't decided yet, so we're gonna figure that out here. And it may be frustrating for you guys. You're gonna be like, make a decision already. I know I want the bluish, ghoulish color. You never used eBay before. I have. Thanks, Velart. So yeah, this is Booette, the new internet meme with Bowsette, and there's one more. I'm sure. I forgot which one it was. Yeah, I've seen it. It was the ball and chain. I don't know the name for that one, but somebody did that one as well. It's kind of creepy. I don't normally do clean line art. I haven't done clean line art in a while. This one I just kept going and cleaning. Yeah, this is something I decided to do because it is a little more convenient and efficient to color when your lines are super clean. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna create you know what? I will create some flats. Yeah, we'll do some flats. Let's do some flats for this. Catching the Jetty. Hey, you're here, 24. Finally, you keep missing him. I know every time I stream, you're just like, miss one, drats. Miss him again. But oh man, I'm torn. She doesn't really have skin tone. She's a ghost. So I'm just confused. Maybe you know what? This is hard. This is really hard. I've seen some art where they actually colored the skin. So I do want some color on her skin. So I was thinking maybe I should just do her like transparent blue, like just a bunch of monochromatic blues. Like she's literally a ghost. But we can add some pigment onto her skin. Let's try some reds here. Oh, let's record this. Oh shoot, I forgot to record. I have to record this for future process videos, etc. So let's just say I filled it. Dang, that took a while, didn't it? Okay, so background, bloop, bloop, bloop. Silhouette. 9/11, and then we're just getting started. It's 9/11 here on the west coast of the U.S. I am not in Malaysia. In California. I'm in California. There's a good color there. It's not that good actually. It's too red. Too red. Let's try this one. Let's just. Yeah. Let's try that. That looks kind of cool. Yeah. I don't even know if I was happy with this blue color. What the hell? Yeah, who knows if this is gonna work. Something more purplish. So that interferes with that a little bit. Okay. Okay. That's the color here. So, what the blue layer underneath for? What it for? Well, it's a there's two of them. One's for the overall wash of the color, which means it gives you an overall blue tone for the actual piece. So we're laying down this bluish color here. So it sets the mood. You start off a drawing with a color, like what's the overall tone of the color? It could be pink, it could be yellow, it could be whatever color you want it to be. But I'm choosing blue, just kind of straightforward blue. I tend to go blue often, but in this case, we're drawing Booette, who is a ghost girl, a ghost waifu, and so blue kind of fits the theme. And then we do another blue for her silhouette, which keeps us in the drawing. So clip that down. Yeah. I haven't used flats in a while. That's why I'm just like stumbling around. I usually just paint straight on. So as I was saying, lines are really nice because it moves a lot faster when you're painting. Lines, you just have to stay in the lines. The problem with it is you may lose some energy in your lines, and there are ways around that, but you'll lose energy, and that's the trade-off. But not always. Like I said, there's ways around it. And this here is there's a hole there. I'm gonna make sure that you gotta go cover it. But actually there's no hole. The dress should be on the other side. Yeah. So we'll try to do this for like an hour and a half, see how it goes. They sell walk down. So if you guys, I don't trust Octa over half the products I bought from there, but if you guys have any questions at all, just this Korean, I see that you are spelling in Korean. 안녕하세요. That's all I know. What was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet. Just like creating these random characters, it's just going crazy. First we have Bowset. I say Bowset. Bowset. Yeah, that's what I said last time. But people think, I think people call her. I think the correct way to pronounce it is Bowset, and this is Booette for the ghosts. What happened to the ghosts anyway? There were ghosts. Whoa! What color gives a realistic tone? I'll tell you right now what color. Blue. I got blue. You has blue? I has blue. No, what color specifically? You can use any color. Just have it desaturated. If you have a desaturated color, so you slide this desaturated color, you can use just about any color, and those are pretty realistic. Nothing really is that saturated. No, you can't say nothing in life. There's plenty of things that are saturated, but when you start a drawing off really desaturated, that tends to give more realistic feeling to your drawing. I really want to do like this painterly style. I do, but it's a trade-off. It slows me down. It's not too slow. So what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about I can build up these values of the actual clothing by painting them in like this, right? See that? Gives us that nice blooming colors and leaving the crevices for shadowed areas. I can do that. I can. But what if I wanted to change it? What if I wanted to change the colors? And I wanted to change the whole area, like the whole area, not just the colored area. Well, then I couldn't. Oh shit. I would change it, and it would only affect the lit areas. See, which gives a really nice effect as well. It gives us like it keeps the shadow areas blue. That's what I'm saying. But as a flat, when you have flats covering the whole area, then it changes the whole color. So we're trying to get these colors down flat first, and then we're gonna work with shadows and lights later. Just follow me. Just follow me along. It takes too long to explain, man. Can you turn the volume louder? Dang! Now you say that. 24. You gotta tell me earlier. Oh my god, it was down, way down mid. Okay, hello. I'm just gonna start the stream over. This is such a the marquette is saturated. Okay, are you currently working with some company? Have you worked as a concept artist? Do you think is hard entering the field? Great, thanks. I think you asked a question on one of my videos. I didn't get back to you. Sorry about that. But yes, I was a professional. I was a pro. Okay, I was proing all over the place until I was like, you know what? I want to draw for myself. I want to draw for myself. I don't want to work for other people. I'm done with that. I'm done. So here I am today, drawing for not just myself, for you too, for the YouTubes. Hey, YouTube, for YouTubes. But before that, I was gonna say, shit, yeah, the volume was way down. Oh, I forget to turn it up all the way. The skin needs to be over here. So, what was I saying? My brain's all over the place. I have the Kawafi. You ever heard them people say that before? If you're not from America, people on the East Coast, they like to say Kawafi. I don't know why they added W in there. A W and an A. That's how they do it. They say it. Ka. They say kawafi like that. Kawafi. I'm trying to say coffee, by the way. Or for the Koreans, kopi. Kopi. Or for the Japanese, they like to say kohi. Kohi. It's just all over the place. So you can't get mad at the Japanese and the Koreans for saying it weird when Americans say kawafi. It's coffee. It's coffee. Or coffee. Quick questions. The volume is saturated. The volume is saturated. What does that even mean? Oh god, do you put? There's so many questions. Okay. This is what I meant to say. This is what I really wanted to say. Thanks for all the questions, guys. But please, if you guys have questions, write in at the Jetty Jet, and then I can like specifically pull you out of the crowd and be like, "Oh, question," and it'll also be red. It'll highlight it red so I can actually see it. Okay, pro tip right now. We're gonna do pro tip. All right. I didn't want to use this. Because it leaves gaps. But if I use the paint bucket, and do that, see how it just fills everything up because it's filling everything on that top layer. But what we want to do is we want to stay in the line. So make these lines, the line layers here, the what is this? The reference layer. Make that a reference layer, and then come back down and follow the adjacent. Not again. That's the reference layer, right? Am I missing something? Oh, there it goes. I used to do this all the time for especially when working for the industry. So yeah, bringing us back into topic. Did I work professionally? Yes, I did. I used to work for Armor Games. If you guys know what that is. I worked for a couple mobile gaming companies. I just finished the splash screen too for a game. And it is hard to get into. It's difficult because of all the competition and just there's just it's just competition wise and skill. You gotta have a lot of skill, but then even when you have a lot of skill, it's still difficult to get work. But I want this darker blue, not this lighter blue. What the heck? Lock transparency. Okay. Yeah. I could work. All right, Jetty. With your color layers, do you make this? Okay? No, Mikey, Mega, what's up, man? Hey, man. It's Mikey, Mega. Love your style and work. As for your workflow, how did it develop? Best on speed of painting preference. Based, I'm guessing. Based. That's the British accent. He spelled based with an E. Your British accent is coming through your typing. But how did it develop? Yeah, it was based off of speed for this technique. Thanks for freaking bringing me back on topic. I'm ADD. I'm like all over the place. My brain just goes all over the place. But this is probably most effective using for like when you're trying to like mass produce like characters in a graphic style. It's really fast to do this technique, and you use a very similar technique. This one, it's just very straightforward, using flats and shadows and stuff like that. As for colors and tones, that's slowly developed over time. Just studying, just doing photo studies and painting traditionally and all that stuff. And yeah, if you're familiar with any of my other works, this is like a technique that I've kind of put away for a while, for a long time. So I'm like really rusty in using flats and cleaning, because I tend not to do that anymore. But yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of yours, man. Well, not super big. I'm a fan. I can't say super big because I've seen a couple of your videos. You're so like proper. Mikey mega draws. Mega. Just mega. Mikey mega. I thought it was something else. Sorry, man. But thanks for stopping by. Mikey Mega, he's a huge YouTuber. You guys go check him out. Probably you guys already know who he is. I don't need me to tell you guys. But Mikey, as we say here in the U.S., I might have me some cool coffee. You're a terrible typer, but you're an amazing speaker. I think one of the most you Proco, and then like freaking name, what's his name? I'm sorry, fuck, I forget his name. The Australian. I love him. He's a good guy. We talked before too on a live stream with Psychra, but and Psychra too, man. I think I'm the most like impaired. I'm the most debilitated in talking, because the whole time I'm just yeah, you guys are very well spoken. You guys, especially you, because you're British, so you have an advantage. It's like that's your native language. I'm speaking your language. Really messed up. I think I'm the American of the group, I guess. If we were to say, like, yeah, the American. Like, I'm obviously not as big as you guys, but we have the Australian. We have Psyker, who's the Canadian. You're like from, I don't know which part of England, but I'm assuming England. I'm sorry if you're not from England, dude. Anyways, you guys, they got the chats. You guys got. They got the chats. Okay, thanks, dude. Chewy asks, are you painting the costume white undertone? Are you painting the costume white undertone layer? I'm not sure what that means. I'm painting. I don't know what that means. The costume white undertone layer. What I'm doing now is I'm laying some flats. Just laying some flat colors, as the word implies. They're just flat tones. There are no shadows influencing it, no lights. Just with a really opaque, hard-edged brush. In Clip Studio, we have the pen tools. Those work really well for laying down flats. Or paint buckets. Those work really well too. I gotta write these notes down, because I'm gonna talk about this stuff later. But you lay it down flat first, and then you can always go in and adjust them using your hue slider. So they can be any color, any dramatic craziness, and you can always modify it later. But yeah, I am laying these undertones. I will make it white. Okay, white in the shadow area isn't necessarily white. So that's what gives this bluish color. So imagine she's kind of in shadow. But I'm thinking... We're thinking more mid-tone, okay? So we're going mid-tone. We can either start off really light and block in shadows, or start off really dark and block in lights. And this approach, I am going really dark. Really dark. And that's it. Let's keep going. Remember how you planned to do a clothes tutorial? Yeah, yep. Yep. So if you guys have any questions, write at the Jetty Jet Show so I can like pick you out immediately, okay? Because I do want to read you guys' questions, but there's a bunch of comments and I don't know which ones to pull from. I don't have to like stop and sift through it while I'm trying to finish this up. spend too long on it. But going back on the whole questions about working for the industry and pro level this and that and all this craziness, it's good. It's a good place to go if you like working on studio stuff and games and team projects and things like that, and also it's a very steady income if you can get the job for any whatever it is you're working on. But after a while, it gets pretty draining. So, a little story about how I got started. I was a student for about 4 years, art school, and I can go on forever about how useless the art school was. It's not useless. It was like 20% useful. Okay, 20% for 4 years. 20% was very useful. Trust me. But I graduated, and immediately after graduating, I discovered how just like difficult it was to get work. Just absurd. Spent like a good year or so, a year and a half, just trying to land me a job. And during that time, work was really the economy was doing really, 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 really bad. If you guys didn't know. Around 2000, I'd say 2008 all the way to 2000, like 14, 15. It's kind of picked up really well recently, actually. Just a lot more opportunities nowadays. Economy's looking good. But during that time, companies were, and I'm not just saying this, because of any political stuff at all. I'm like, literally, I had friends getting laid off left and right. Like, I was in like an apartment with my friends, and my friend was like standing to the left, and he said, I got laid off. I looked right, and my other friend, he said, man, I got laid off. I was like, damn, left and right, you guys all getting laid off. Literally, everybody just getting laid off. And it was tough for me. I couldn't even land a job. I would send like I'd say over 50 unique resumes and cover letters and all this stuff. You know, the traditional approach. And I'd like to imagine that I was pretty good. I'm pretty okay. I was pretty decent. I could draw. What the hell are you saying? I could draw. You know, so I just struggled, and while I was struggling, I just wanted to do something with my time instead of just like sitting around doing nothing. So I started my YouTube page around 2012, just like to share some knowledge. Like, I was so bitter. I was like, my God, shouldn't have gone to art school. Man. Every time I regret something, I start to get constipated. So, I said I wanted to just like, teach whatever I know on YouTube, and eventually I started picking up work. I was like, what's going on? And I realized that it was because of being more social, and having your work out on a social platform really does help. I started getting like small jobs, not like anything big, like literally just, hey, can you draw me a character? Can you draw my character, my personal OC? Can you do that? Really just some random OC character, freelance type of jobs, I guess. Yeah, small little commissions. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Commissions. Yeah, small little commissions here and there. And one thing led to another. I started stacking jobs on top of each other, and next thing you know, things were looking a little more stable. Like, I would have like 3 or 4 commissions lined up, and from there I would increase my pay a little, not pay, the price, price, my hourly rate, I would increase my rate every now, and then, because you would have more and more people asking for jobs, it's like, I can't take on more work unless you're able to pay a little more. So that started to take off, and I landed a couple of mobile gaming jobs which paid a lot more, like a buttload more. And a lot of them were just like finding me on YouTube and stuff, and it turned out like I wasn't asking for work, and eventually I just stopped asking for it. Like, I don't want to work anymore. But I'll explain what I mean by that. Let's look at some comments. Are you painting the costumes with white undertone layers? Yes, I am. I'm still stuck up there. Sorry about that. Will this VOD be available later for free? No, it's gonna be paid. You guys can pay. Right back. Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't looking. I was like stuck up here, and I was like looking at this comment, and I was like, why isn't it moving? And I like scroll down. I'm like, oh my god. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to read this over later. Find Procol intro music, think cringy. Oh, don't, man. Procol's awesome. He's awesome dude. I like Procol's awesome, man. He stopped by my booth at Comic-Con 2015. Really cool guy. And anyways, actually discovered you through Psycho. Cool, man. England indeed. Also got my head down the. So apologies if I just lurk. No. Keep your head down, man. Keep your head down. Hell yeah, man. So yeah, I'll be here, dude. I'll be here, man. Let's chill sometimes. If you want, grab a burger. Let's go get a burger in England and teach me how to talk properly. Teach me how to talk proper. Because we Americans here, we butcher the language. It's a very lazy. It's a very lazy. See, my brain doesn't work. I just get stuck on lazy. Okay, next, what we got here? Jetty Howard Curtis. You missed the. You need the in there. Otherwise, it won't highlight. See, it's just like Howard Curtis. You gotta highlight it. What do you think the best way to get better at drawing? How did you start? I will tell you that in a second. We just get through all the questions, okay? Hey, Jetty, please make a hair or a painting tutorial. I would be willing to pay for it. I will, man. I will. I'm gonna do a straight up hair tutorial just for you, Abraham. Okay. Will this VOD be? Yes. No, you'd have to pay for it. I was joking, by the way. Where did you study? What's atelier? I studied in the Academy of Art in SF. And Smack. Hi, Jet. Quick question. How do you make the hands look so natural? Because when I draw them, fingers tend to turn out fat, and the wrist looks like it's about to snap off. Yeah. Mine's were pretty fat and dopey looking too. I did a couple tutorials on it. There's a video out on there. But I tend to have the same problem. They look fat and stumpy, and I just kind of mold them over time. Like, as you can see, look, see, and then it starts first of all as a really like loose gesture. We know that there's two layers, like the palm side, and you have the overall fingers. Everything's grouped, and learning your planes is really important. I think planes is the key to drawing hands. That's all I gotta say about that. There's a whole video to cover on that. Just hands alone. It's just hands is like anatomy. Like it's the equivalent of learning the whole entire anatomy all over again, because there's just so many angles and bones and hands and hands. There's two. Okay, I'm trying to find a good painting technique. Do you make the flat colors on the same layer? Big fan, bro. Thanks, bruh. Trying to find a good painting technique. Well, right now we're trying to do the flat technique, so it's really straightforward. We got the lines. We're laying flats down so that we can easily go in. We can change the colors. We can also lock the transparency so that the colors don't bleed out of things. So for example, it's already, well, we don't need a lock because it's clipped over the, see, no, it's easy. Okay, so that's what's nice about this technique, is that we're clipping it down. That's what these red things are. If I didn't clip it down, it goes past. Oh, that's the line layer. Let's see this one. Okay, this one, see, it's going past, and if I clip it down, what do you Ooh, there it is. That's the trick. That's the trick, man. That's all you need to know. Pro, master. Part-time trainer to create original pulses and in the end pick some model and enter with the pulse I like and change it a bit. How did you improve in that aspect? Damn, these questions are coming at me quick. I'm never gonna get this done, am I? But let's see. Let's go back. Good places to study and getting improvements. I think that's what we're all trying to get at, right? It's just how do you improve? The way to improve is to just draw. The draw is to prove. Okay, when you draw, you prove. You improve. Because when you're drawing, you're not thinking, you're just improvising. So you start to improve while improvising. Hence the improve. Now I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm proof. I'm proving it right now. Hold on a sec. Let me just okay, yeah, that's a yellow. That's a yellow crown. But she's a ghost. Jet, we gotta be. Oh, by the way, Mikey, if you're still listening, great job on your bow set. I had it up while I was when I was drawing my bow set. Just referencing it here and there. But yeah, man, come join our hangout if you ever have a chance to. We got the Ray Q there every now and then. We got the cynics there, and sometimes Ross. But you're welcome to join the hangout. However you wanna ping me on the Instagrams or whatever. I don't know, bruh. But we draw the waifus, so we gotta stick together. Shh! I wasn't recording this whole time. All right, let me just. Yeah, I recorded for 2 seconds. I gotta start over. You see, you guys distracted me so much. I gotta start over. This is retarded. I remember now. I was gonna show the beginning to the. Okay, see. I was gonna do this. Okay, first of all, what you wanna do is draw the flat here, and then you just gotta. It's missing a hole. Why is it a hole there? Where is there? I drew that. See what happens when you draw on the line layer. And so this is one of the problems with using a lot of layers. You got to keep track of what's on what. And it can get a little bit messy. Then you draw on the skin flat, and then you draw the clothing flat. The clothing flat should be one color. It have multiple colors, but we can just do one for now. And then we have the hair flat, and then we have the crown flat. And they all flat. Okay. All right. Okay, we're getting a lot. Fellow, pay off your debt yet? I'm on my way. It's working out. So. I always complain about having super debt, like just beating me up every day. But I'm finally like starting to see the light, and it's a beautiful thing. I came out with about $80,000 worth of debt. That's a lot of money. With that money, I could have hired a team to make a video game. I could have bought like 5 Cintiqs, hired like 2 programmers, and like we could have made a video game, and we could have made a company. We could have done a lot of things, but it's, hindsight's 2020, and you learn as you grow. And I was a very naive, foolish young laddie, but that's okay because I had experience, and it's a life experience. You know what I mean? I think experience is more important than school, than anything else. It's just. In terms of getting good at drawing, it doesn't matter where you're going. It doesn't matter. Like if you want to go to art school, go to art school. Go to art school, man. I encourage it. Do it. If you don't want to go, don't do it. You don't have to. It really depends on the person. It doesn't matter where you're going, because I've seen people who were there for 6 years, and they literally drew as if they were there for only a week. I mean, and it just goes to show like where their priorities were, not the students but the school. For example, it's like it's a reflection on the school, and also on the people. But it's just the whole culture of, hey, let's make the money, and that's probably all we need to worry about. Don't worry about No, there's a lot of beautiful, like great teachers I really admire, and I'm stuck. All right, let's do an eye layer. Before I keep going. So white. You know what? I'm thinking I should have made this a little more saturated. Too late now, Jet. Too late now. Let's do for the ghoul color. Help! I'm stuck in a circle of feeling unmotivated because I can't capture my ideas because I'm trash. But no, you're not trash, dude. I'm able to improve my trash skills because I'm not motivated enough. Motivation. That's my life story, man. You need to tell me how to freaking fix that. That's probably what I think where most of us fail. If you can't get motivated, then you can't really get anything done, can you? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're not, yeah. Dude, oh, thank you. I'm not sure what you're thinking, but yeah, man, no problem, bruh. Oh, probably come chilling, man, chill like a villain. Can you do a Bob Ross impression, Bob Ross? Okay, okay. I'm Bob Ross, and I'm painting mountains, cause I'm Bob Ross. How's that? As long as you say who you are, it's just a good impression. That's all you gotta do. Do you prefer cell shading or something more painterly? So this is like, I kid you not, technique number 30. Technique number 30 out of 30. No. Technique number 25 out of like 50. There's a lot of, there's so many different ways of approaching a drawing. So many. And it's not what I prefer. Like, I'm not like the kind of artist who I shouldn't say that. It's a very what's the word? Come on. It starts with a P. Anyways, I don't stick to one technique. Like, I wish I did. Like, I wish I just, like, made it easy on myself and just, like, you know what? Hey, how do we do that one again? Oh, yeah. There it is. Trusty old technique. Here we go. Whoop. Drawing number 55. Okay. We're going to use, how about this technique? And it's the same exact one. That does help. It does help. But I explore. I constantly. She's got a really, reddish tongue. That means she's alive. We don't want that. What the hell? We don't want that. No, let's choose this color. Let's desaturate it. See, when you desaturate it, it blends in a little bit. I'm trying to say the word I'm thinking was like, it sounds elitist. Oh, I'm not that type of artist. No. Do you prefer shit? Can you go into any cons soonish in Cali? Yeah, dude, I am. Jordan, thanks for asking, man. I'm gonna be going to Kamikaze from in LA. It's Comic-Con LA. Yeah, man. So if you come down, that'd be cool. That'd be nice. I think that's pretty much all the. No, let's do the teeth. We'll do the teeth. Okay, so yeah, it's this is a pretty boring stream, I think. When it comes to my painting, like, I feel like it's boring because I'm just like laying down these flats and you're just like watching me lay down flats. Painting straight on is a little more exciting. You know, you jump right into it. You're not laying it out like this. And oh, that's nice. That's a nice color. But she looks so alive. Oh, what is this? Are those holes? See that? I thought they were holes, but they're not. They are actually me painting on the wrong layer. See that? Look at it. See, if I wanted to select that color, I can erase it that way. That's cool. But let's use some industry level techniques. Turn off your follow adjacent tool and it'll find all of them. There they are. And to make sure that we get everything, let's expand that selection by 2 pixels. And then hit that delete again, because it does leave some residue. It does. Like, let's do undo again. There it is. See? Ha! I gotcha! You gotta know these things, because you'll leave these little artifacts behind, and it'll screw everything up. Do you prefer, that's the same one, what's the size of the canvas you're using? I'm just using, well, I just use 13 by 19 inches, because I know that the final piece is going to be 13 by 19 inches for print. But I guess what's important is that you are using 300 pixels, and, no, 300 DPI, 300 DPI, and what does that equate to in terms of pixels? Let's take a look. See here. Change the canvas image resolution. So it's a really 5700. Let's just say that height 5700, width is 3900, and that is a good number to work with. Let's just say anything above 2000 pixels is good. I think that's the better way, better standard. It's a better. I'm on the wrong layer again. I don't know. See, talking too much, Jet. Sorry, man. Just shut up now. I'm gonna shut up. It's time to play that music again. All right. No, I lost your chat. Oh my god, I lost the chat. Where's the chat? Chad. There you guys are. Okay. I was asking because I can do cell shading pretty well, but I like whenever I try to paint and render stuff, I get frustrated and discouraged because I can't do it. Well, check out. Stay in touch. All right. Just follow along. Sit back. All right. Just follow along. Each and every process is a step. If you want to watch from the beginning to the end, to get the full in-depth breakdown, I'm gonna say it. Patreon is where to go, or Gumroad. But as a Patreon, I gotta tell you guys, Patreon, you get it at a discount. You get it at like a 30-40% discount as opposed to Gumroad. And even if you are a Patreon and you couldn't get the older rewards, you get a discount code that'll make it close to the same value, the same cost. So say for example, the reward was $10, right? That's your champion tier, and say you wanted to buy something off of Gumroad, it'll be $15, but you add the discount, it'll be about $11 or $10.50 or something like that. Just because there's transaction fee and also there's a tax, so there's costs to running the store. So it's just honestly the best just to go through Patreon, because you will get like the best price for it. Just a FYI if you guys are curious. Oh man, I can't use the 300. I need 600 DPI minimum. Why? Just are you planning on? I'm planning on posting it on like a skyscraper or a huge like banner. Just saying. Like, okay, let's just look at this. If I'm at 300 now, and I zoom in, at what point? Maybe you're just trolling me, but at what point do you see pixels? You see? So that's the reasoning behind how large your pixels can be. I know there's plenty of professionals who go 600. I just don't understand why. Like, when you print, all right, let's just say this hand is huge. It's the size of my head right now. I'm not gonna do a print that big. Unless you are. Maybe you are gonna do a print this big. Maybe you are gonna do like a banner. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess if you were to do like something on the side of your garage, it would be fine. Okay. I'm not. Where is that? Again, wrong layer. See? It's on the line layer. I think we should be good now. So let's just label these things. I should note that if you label them before you start them, it's probably the fastest way. Skin, clothing, it can be a little bit tedious. I think that's the term. Which one is this? Is her hair? What is that? Her hair? Dang. Hair. Let's just call this white. White, because her eyes and her teeth are white. Let's call this pink. And let's yeah, that's good. That's good. Not trying to be pretentious. That's the word, pretentious. I knew it was a P. I just got used to 600. Hey man, if your computer works, it's good. And if you can, might as well, another reason for not using larger dimensions or pixels is because if you were to try to use, say for example, a textured brush and you're doing rough drafts, I want to get the most out of the. This is my own personalized color pencil. I edited it. I will make it like once I get a big old list of brushes, I'll make a package for you guys. But this is the default color pencil that I used to use a lot, and the textures are nice because when you're sketching, textures actually help the drawing. It does, because it keeps you loose and it makes you feel loose. It just makes you feel relaxed and loose. But let's say for example, if I were using a pen and doing a pen, see, it feels rigid. It feels rigid and it doesn't leave much room for leeway. The boundaries of each angle is a lot more kind of established. You know what I mean? But when you're at this rough color pencil, it gives you kind of that little tooth, that little texture. And let's just say if I was on a 300 DPI and I wanted to draw something, I'd expand it. But where's the texture? What happened to the texture? It still has some texture. It's nice still, but it doesn't have quite that tooth of a canvas that is smaller. Smaller canvas. Then you can pick up those textures. So if you're at a larger scale, you won't be able to see those textures unless you modify it, which I have done, for a larger size canvas. So now it is a little more visible, not as much. So when I sketch, I tend to sketch smaller and work my way up. So that's another thing. You can always gradually increase the size of your canvas. You don't have to like, I can switch out to 600. But anyways, that's one of the reasons. These things, okay, keep me up at night. I think about them, right? 200 letters are tough to write. Those Patreon words are awesome. That's what man. Thanks. Jordan, are you Patreon? I think you are. I feel like your name's familiar. Crown. Man, this is it's a good time. We're just chilling and hanging out and talking. I have been streaming for a full hour. Wow. Like I literally looked at the time and I hit it. Damn it. 13 hour and 13 seconds. So yeah, that's 1 hour. I'm thinking maybe another hour then, I guess. I'm glad you're off to a hiatus, man. Go off your hiatus. Yeah. Off to your hiatus. Good luck. But anyways, yeah, it's the stuff that we artists think about, right? We just pixels. Oh my god, what's the dimensions? But I'm not getting anywhere with this drawing fast. Okay, let's go in and do some color adjustments. Oh, that's a nice color. Oh, that's a nice color. Yeah. The yeah. Don't make me read that, dude. Oh shit. Why you gonna say that? Why you gonna say that out loud? I'm trying to find a reference real quick. Sorry guys. I'm gonna find out a reference. I have a couple references pulled up. I have some other artists' reference. I mean, other artworks from DeviantArt. You just like Google it. Booette. There's tons of them. A ton of them. But dang it! What happened? I had a color. Oh, it was in the Booette folder. Yeah, I have a reference for color inspiration that I can kind of work from here, and I'll show you guys. This is a really nice ghoulish color. So I was like looking up some like Halloween colors and stuff. So I just literally typed in stock photo for Halloween, and that's what came up on Google. So these are really, really nice colors. I love the teal, cyan accents, the green, so ghoulish, and then the most ghoulish parts are the purples. The purples. Oh, we can talk about that. Purple. Let's talk about purple. Some people have argued with me for days about what's cooler, and I think I've talked about it on stream. But this is a great topic to talk about. We're going to cover purple today. Purple is the color we're going to be talking about. And this thing here, you know what? Let's do that color for now, all right? And just desaturate that. All right, because the gold is not working, all right? We have to have a consistent color scheme. I'm just thinking. One of the beautiful things about having a wash instead of working flats is the colors will mix and mingle with the colors underneath. So if I'm working on new layers, you're technically not on the layer underneath, and you're not blending in with those colors as much. So I like vibrant colors. So how will I do that? We got problem solve. Okay. Okay, so what tablets do you use? Wow, you're awesome. Thank you. You're awesome. I've been keeping up with your work for a while. I followed you on Instagram first, and I've always wondered why you draw females way more than males. I love your tablet. Why? Because I love females. I'm sorry. Oh, but I admire males. I do. The physique and the anatomy of the muscular male and the voluptuous, sexy female, and also fit females as well. I admire just the human anatomy, and that's another topic. Let's put a pin on that one, because I want to talk about that one too. Because there's a lot of controversy with people. Why you draw her sexy? Why you draw her sexy? Shit. Let's add some fucking damn colors. Okay, let's just lock. And let's just throw in some. Oh yeah, first question. Why don't I draw enough males? Yeah, I do draw some males. I do draw some males. Yeah, I do. So we add some blues. Pull from the background. So colors mix and mingle. Matter of fact, let's go with this color a little bit more purplish. No. Yeah. Greenish. No, I think I was good. Okay. So right now I'm just adding some hues, some accents on the skin tone itself. So instead of just working, oh shoot, that's on the wrong layer. Just that one tone, skin tone. We also have these skin tones. And what is going on? Why is she so like blue? Cause she's dead. She's dead. Let's add these hues here. So with some colors to dance around. Since it's locked, it's nice and just easy to. Some greens, some purples. Okay, we call this the hue variation. So now we have a few more tones, and they're not so in your face. What tablet do you use? I'm using a Cintiq. Man, you're awesome. You're awesome. I can't read your name, but you're awesome. The greens on the picture are really nice. They are. That's why I gotta use more greens. Let's go more greens. But let's go more white for this. This dress. No, this is dress. Okay. Yeah, that's more like it. That more like it. When we talk about neutral tones, we're trying to establish the flats in a neutral tone, unaffected by lights and shadows, just neutral. Okay, so why am I doing this first? Dang, these greens don't work. They're too contrast, too saturated. Let's get this. There we go. That's better. Let's put some pinks in there. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Let's put some more blues around the edges. I'm being really random with it right now. Whoop. So we can just lay it. Oh no, that one has too much texture. Some blue. Oh man, rest in peace my blendability thus far. There you go. We'll do that. So saturated cyan on the top and cooler blue on the bottom. Man, I swear there's a billion things going on in my head right now. Like there's just so many questions and topics to cover. And right now I want to cover purples. So purples, for me, I like to think it's cooler than, it's the coolest color on the, no, violet. It's violet. Coolest color on the color wheel slider. I mean, it's all relative. Color's relative. Like what's relative to what? Like what's next to what determines what is cooler than what. But if we were to say anything that invokes an emotion, that would be purple and violet. And that for me represents dark ghoulish colors. If you look at a lot of like productions, like animations and cartoons, like Disney, Disney movies back in the day, or any kind of video game, they'll use a lot of purples to invoke like evil. Purple and yellow because they're complementary, but mostly purple. Purple is also the color of witches. You know, back in the day, purple was kind of the color they used for black. Well, people tend to use that nowadays too. Instead of using black, desaturated black, classical painters would use purple instead. So there's a lot of history that goes with it, and I've had tons and tons. I think majority of my art buddies argue against me, thinking, no, it's not cool. It's not the coolest one, Jet. You're crazy, Jet. It's not the coolest. You're wrong. I'm like, I don't know. It works for me. It works for me. And this is one of the things I think it's debatable. Like, it's whatever you want to believe, but I kind of picked this up in my own like mind. Darkstalkers. Like Darkstalkers is a Capcom game for the Super Nintendo back in the day. I used to play it, and also for the Sega Saturn. The true. Night Warriors. Let's do Night Warriors. But look at the backgrounds, for example, and you can see this in a lot of other video games as well. But this is the one that first came to mind when I first started like studying like visually, like looking what are the colors they're using for the evil. Look at the purples. Look at the Morgan purple. I just typed it in and look at this. So you have these blues, but then you have these accents of purple and then violet. See that? Start to invoke that ghoulish color, and also it represents the color of like dead. Like when you're dead, you turn purple, right? So cold to the touch. It's more of an emotion than it literally is the coolest. People can say like, oh, it's warm because it's got reddish hues in it. No. All right. So for example, we have blues. This cyan is in the upper portion of the drawing. So some color theory for you guys. As you go down, it will get darker blue. Because going left here is red. And going right is cool. That's literally where it comes from. You go left is red, and red is the hottest. And then the coolest is just violet, and before it turns to the next hottest, I mean, before, it goes violet is the last color that you leave off, and it goes back to red, so it repeats itself. But if we have this transition of this cyan up here, we would say it's going to be a lot more darker blues on the bottom, like this, or in crevices, in corners and stuff. But let's say we wanted to show the corners of the corners. The darkest corners of the corners, the coolest. You throw in the violets. The violets in the dark holes. Yes. See that? That is how my mind has come to see it. So, what's even cooler than blue? Purple. People will be like, "It's gonna be angry." It makes sense to me. Okay, it makes sense to me, anyways. It works for me, so whatever. Yeah. Did you also notice a lot of pinup girl, but oh, thanks for bringing that back up again. Use that bra. I'm like, is that popular? I don't know. I don't freaking know. I just saw a model on Instagram and just said, that'd be cool to use. Purple is the coolest color on the spectrum. Is that up to debate? Yes, it is. Anybody can debate it. You can, because what they'll debate is, they'll see like blue and then they'll say purple, but purple has red in it. Thank you. Now, let's start it over. Let's see these purple crevices. Now, imagine if I were to use blue instead. Oh, shoot, I saved it. Good. Gotta hit the save button. So if I were to take that instead and just use blue and stop it at blue, it's just darker. It's just darker. Like in my mind, I just see it getting darker. I don't feel like it's getting cooler. I want to be cool. Like cool. Like, whoa, it's cool. Cool. Yeah, cool. See that? Cool. You see that? See that transition? Purple, blue, cyan. Bow. Transition. There it is. Don't believe me? Go look at the peacocks. Peacocks will tell you the same thing. Peacocks, flowers, plants, anything. It does it. Nature does it. Nature does it. I'm not even like saying I do it myself. I'm saying nature does it. Like, you'll see it in nature. It'll have the same kind of effect. And wow, that was a long rant. So yeah. Dude, Twink twice, man. Oh, tink twice, man. You gotta write the Jetty Jet Show. I can't catch your comment. If Scott Robertson's book, Study an Art Figure. Scott Robertson. I think that's perspective. I feel like Scott Robertson. Maybe I'm wrong. Scott. I always say Andrew Loomis or Hamilton. I think it's Hamilton. I forgot their names. Okay. But Andrew Loomis, that's a great way to start. But Scott Robertson's really good for perspective, I think. But yeah, I just told you guys a master secret. Okay, don't tell anybody. All right, don't tell anybody. All these colors are dancing around. Yeah, but that's the thinking behind it. Now we have the colorfuls. Yeah, I debate this with all my art friends. We're just like sitting around. I'm like, but it's darker. It's cooler. It's cooler. Look, it's like really cool. Like it's so cool that it's cool, man. I don't know. All right, beating a dead horse. Nature does, therefore is correct. Yeah. You'll see plants. You'll see all kinds of plants do it. Like a lot of plants do it. Skin. Now, what can we do with the skin? We want to have colorful skin, but this color is getting a little bit too colorful, in my opinion. Maybe desaturate a bit. No. Yeah, let's keep it light and white. Yeah, because we'll lose the effect if it keeps getting too bright. But who's to say this isn't white already? Like, this could be white in the shadows, right? White in the shadows. Maybe. So I'm thinking like 2 steps ahead, right? I gotta think. This white is white that's already in dark shadow. This white is kind of more neutral. More neutral means we can add in light later and shadow later. We want to think ahead for our planning. For skin, she dead, so... But she's a ghost dead, not like a zombie dead. So what would that look like? I don't have any references. Andrew Loomis, the OG guy. I prefer Michael Hampton. Michael Hampton. That's the guy. I was like Hamilton. Mike Hampton. Thanks for clearing that up for us. Mike Hampton is great. He's incredible. But I think the best way to study anatomy is just observing. Look at bodybuilders and stuff and draw it. And draw the muscles as you see it. I think that's a great way to start off if you're just starting off on... I got this. What is that? See that? I gotta find it. Where is it? Oh my god. It's on the crown. On the crown? And then this one? This one? Oh, I know. Sorry guys, this show is like a train wreck. It's a train wreck. My god. You know what time it is? You know what time it is? Thank you. I had a couple more poses. Here, let me show you guys some other poses that I had actually. And just so you know, as a patron, you guys can see like my work in progresses as I develop ideas and stuff. I don't really share these on Instagram. So these were some other poses. She got a little ghost tail thing going on there. See, that's so rough and rudimentary, crude, basic, simple. I think this one on upper left would have been cool too, but I really like this one, so I was stuck with it. We're gonna stay here for another hour just talking about stuff, random stuff, not drawing. And there's just questions up the hoo-ha. This color scheme is getting somewhere. Looking good. Thanks, Jordan. Hey, man. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro. I know I asked you a question earlier. Are you a patron? Just wondering, man. Just wondering. Let's lock it. Let's lock it. Let's add some shoes for her face here. Maybe she has some fleshy tones in her face. Maybe she does want to be alive. No, that's not. Yeah, let's just use. I was gonna use red, but violet seems to work really nicely. Like, okay, like let's see if it was red. See, that's. She's already alive. Like, oh my god. She's alive, but she just likes to cosplay. She forgot to do her white makeup. Like, pale. Let's just say, pale makeup. Okay, so let's knock down one question at a time and not talk about the drawing. Let's just talk about the questions because you guys keep asking questions, and I don't want because I hate going back and looking at the questions later and being like, oh man, I wanted to answer that. I'm sorry, dude. And I was gonna say I do draw men. I do draw them, and I need to post one of them Gantz. If you guys haven't seen Gantz yet, go watch. It's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. And I have a couple other dudes down the line for those of you who swing that way. Swing that way or that's just, you know what I mean? That's what you're about. I'd have requests to do men as well. So I ain't hating, you know what I mean? I ain't hating. Playa. Okay, more questions. You could just go with the colorful dress contrast with white pale skin. I think it would be interesting. It would. Thanks, man. Sometimes they say, perfection kills progress. You don't want to be too perfect. You know what I mean? I'm perfectionist. And tagging you just so you can tell it to everyone else. People search on YouTube for free timed figure model reference. You can find pretty good live drawing exercise. Yeah. Do that. Yeah. I'm not sure, but yeah, man. Thank you. So she got a pink tongue. So again, here's the lovely thing about having flats. We can go in and we can just modify whatever we want. We want the eyes to be more saturated, more bright, more dark. We can just go in and slide around and the whole thing will just change nicely. But this dress, it desaturated a bit. It looks so much cooler. I mean, they're both cool, but I really like the desaturated look too. Options. Too many options. I think like that. Darker. Yeah. Maybe like this. Let's do like this. Men are stupid. Yeah, you're so stupid. Yeah. You almost got me. Where can I find your brush settings for sketch and line art? My brush settings right here, dude. Like, I'm using default brushes. Like, for the most part, dense watercolor brush, it's all default. If you're using Clip Studio Paint, it's all default. I don't know what it is for Photoshop, but I'm pretty sure they just go with the default brush, slightly round and soft edge. It's all I gotta do. Considering being a patron, man. Oh, Jordan, man, he's my man. He's out here talking about that patron. It's cool though. Thanks. I like to say, like, you don't have to be like, cause it's a big commitment, right? People are like, oh my god, $12 for the highest tier. It may seem a lot of money. It is. I'm the same way, you know. But then there's tiers as low as $1. So there's that, and also, because I'm patrons of like 5 or 6 other people, and I'll be like $1 tier patron, $2. One of them I'm like a $10 tier. They're artists as well, and choked. I like to say thank you to everybody who's like been around and stuck around for a little bit, and even to those who leave, because the people who leave, like, I get it. You know, a lot of them have like financial things, and what's important, what's really nice is that they were there for me. They were there at some point. Like, there's a rotation. Like, at least you stuck around for the ride. Maybe 1 month, 2 months, you know what I mean? And then you leave. Like, that's cool. Like, that's like a tip, you know, on the side. Just you don't need to stay around forever. And so when you leave, we always have new people coming in and always have people leaving. And the important thing is that you were around for the ride at one point, and that helps. It helps a lot. But we had a pretty huge turnout recently, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? I don't know what's going on. I think it's YouTube. YouTube's getting more. The videos are getting watched more, I guess. I don't know. Considering being to me it's $12 for the exchange rate. Oh shit! Dang, really? Sorry to hear that. Where are you from? What is that? Dip potato chip. What is that? $4? $4 exchange. Oh, so that means for you. Coffee time. Coffee time. Oh, it's scary. Oh my god. How do you do layers? Well, you come over here, and then you click on this little thing here. This little white piece of paper here, and it creates a new layer. And then you clip it down, and you paint. Like we've been talking about it. we've been out here, just on it. Let's go back to this skin. Okay, here's the dealio. Okay, I have friends who have issues. Not gonna say who. Friends who have significant others who have issue with their mates drawing females. So I like to make the case for these men or these people who enjoy drawing pinups or, you know, sexualized females or males. Number one, it's fiction. We're not hurting anybody. Like, there isn't a girl named Booette running around going, "My God, how could you exploit me?" You know what I mean? Like, there's something for everybody, right? If you're into men, draw men. If you're into women, draw women. Like, you like cats and dogs, the people who like cats and dogs. Like to each of their own, you know? If the world was just, like, more accepting about that, then I think it'd be a better place. But on top of that, we have people who just don't get it. Like, they don't get, like, these facts of life, these principles of life, these universal principles. Like, and it's sad. Like, how could you draw? Is that what you like? Is that what you want? Like, well, yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, but I'm not gonna go cheat on you over the drawing, like. And the thing about it is that I look at it like this. If you draw, let's not even say females. Let's just say if I were to draw a male, like if I were to draw a man, like a superhero, I will draw the most idealized man there is. Unless I'm gonna go for humor, right? Unless I'm gonna go for some sort of like super casual dude, you know, potato chip belly, you know, like then I would do it that way. But I wouldn't. And Neither would Marvel or DC, and they haven't. It's the history. I think she got blushes in her fingers. She has so much life already. I couldn't help it. You got to do something with it. So they don't draw a bunch of fat dudes, laying on the couch. We're drawing people to represent our ideal, and that's the men I would draw, right? So I mean, like in the past, sculptors would sculpt champions to represent humanity. Like these are the physique of human, like perfection. Like it's perfection. Like, and it gives you a standard, a goal, and it's like it's good to have. It's good to have. And so now let's just say what I'm doing now. What on the other side is I'm drawing a female, and if I'm gonna draw a female, I'm gonna draw like high, super idealized, like unrealistic proportion, like completely unrealistic. Like you cannot find a human being on this earth with eyes like that, teeth like that. You know what I mean? Like hair like that, and curves and shapes and all these things. They're all just for fun. They're all for fun. And if you're getting on the case of your partner for it, I understand. It may make you feel a little jealous or angry or frustrated or whatever. And I get it. It makes sense. It's human nature. We get angry about that. But don't start making those accusations, which I know some people do, about like you'll leave me for the drawing or something. Like, no, you're not allowed to draw that. No, don't draw it. And I've heard that. And that's the sad part about it. I know friends who do it, like who are just incredible with it, and they're just like, but my girlfriend doesn't approve. Like, what? I'm so lucky that my lady approves. Like, she approves, and she encourages, like, you need to do this, this, and this, and this, and that is beautiful. Oh, I love it. Because there's a difference. If you know your partner intimately, all right, you've developed a relationship with that person over time, and you love that person. You have something going on with that person. You've been through like the hard times. You've been to the good times, the rough times, and all that stuff. It's the person that you've been with, and you have that relationship with and experience with. You don't have that experience developed with art. You don't have this intimate relationship going on with a character, unless you do. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself, okay? Speaking for myself, unless you do, and that's more power to you. You know what I mean? Then maybe you does, but then you wouldn't have a girlfriend. Then, right? You would have your fictional characters that you're creating for yourself, and in that case, you wouldn't have anybody bothering you. So, but for the men out there who like I've had couples like where we're hanging out, and if I ever mention something along the lines of, oh, this girl's hot or that character's hot, or it would be kind of awkward. We'd be in this awkward silence, and I'd see the other my friend would be sitting there like, save me. You mean you could say that? Oh my God, you could say that in front of her? I'm like, yeah. Can't you? Oh, you mean you can't? I'm sorry, man. It's sad. It's trust. And I understand men and women work differently. This is going on to evolution and stuff, and this is all debatable, okay? And you can punch me and hate me, but this is my opinion about things, okay? My opinion on this topic is that, because it's just, it's a deep topic. It affects a lot of people. Why you draw girls? Oh my god, how dare you draw the girls? Men, generally speaking, are very physical. Okay, not to say that we can't be emotional as well, or spiritual, or physiological. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but I mean, God, men are physical, right? And if men are physical, dang, I'm going some deadly territory here. How long have you been with your girlfriend? Thanks, Jordan. Let's change the subject here. Let's just change the subject. How long? It's been about 15 years. 15 years. Lost track. Lost track. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think that's good for now. Yep. All right, let's add some shading. So we didn't get very far at all with this. This is tricky. Excuse me. So I'm thinking whether to do shadows on another layer or directly on the skin layer. Okay. So I will do one last thing, and I think we'll call it a stream. After that, like, we'll call it a day. But I'm just gonna shade in the shadows and then call it a day. Choices, man. So it's debate, right? If I paint directly on the skin, it would be a lot faster. I'd be done with it. I don't have to worry about shifting it around. None of that stuff. But if I have on another layer, I can shift the colors and modify it for later and save it for later. The choices. The choice is yours. The planet is yours. About Captain Planet. How long? Oh. Still a thing? Yeah, Billy. Yeah, Billy. It is a thing. Breh. It's going to be a thing until next year. Okay? I hope so. Okay, so normally I would create a new layer for the shadows. Let's just say we did that. I already did that for another Patreon package. So this one we'll do directly on this. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That's the plan. But let's say if I had another layer for shadows, right? If I went for another layer, I'd go on, create another layer, click on that, go slightly darker, and I can block in the shadows like that. See? I can block in the shadows. And if I wanted to stay in, well, it's no problem on the skin layer because it's on its own layer. And let's say if I were doing it on this clothing. So new layer above clothing, and I wanted to stay in the shadows for the clothing. Let's just say a new layer. I wasn't doing shadows, by the way, earlier. All these colors and stuff, they're all hues. They're just hues. They're not establishing any kind of form at all. Like they're hues. They also show like depth in the drawing. Like, but anyways, let's just say, look, I'm on this layer here. I'm creating another layer for shadow, but it's bleeding over into skin. That's not gonna work. If you wanted to stay in this clothing, we can just be on the clothing layer and paint on that. And that's because we have it clipped. If we have it locked. We have locked the transparency. It will not stay in place. But if we turn it on, oh shoot. What the hell? What? I'm dumb. Okay, yeah. So if I turned it on and had the lock, now I try to do it, it wouldn't go past it. The way around that would be to create a layer above it. No. Group it in its own family tree. And this is something I did for the Untitled piece. Untitled, yeah, and a lot of other older pieces that I did. But they would be in their own family, and I would unclip these, and then it would act the same way. So now, I'm sorry, no, this one clips down to this. Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness, it's tricky. So why am I doing that? Because now we have separate layers for the shadow, the shadow and the flat, but they are adhering to the the overall, the layers, sub layers, the sub layers. They're still sub layers, and it requires 4 or 5 extra steps. They're making multiple layers. We're creating folders now, and that's going to be like multiplied by 10. It's gonna be a lot of freaking layers, and it works and it's really efficient. But I'm not going to do that. I explained all that because I'm not going to do it. What we're going to do today is we're going to draw paint directly on the skin itself. Yes. Because we're going to do that. Because we're going to do that. Okay. How do you suggest I deal with visualizing the final piece and staying true to it during the early stages, like sketching and flat coloring? That's a good question. Yeah. A lot of people struggle with that, including myself, and that's when you lose the feeling of your original sketch, and that is, don't change it. Gradually work up. Start with small thumbnails. Keep it loose. But when you are gradually growing your drawing, you're not adding new elements to it. You're staying true to the original composition, and you're only making minor shifts. It takes a lot of practice. That's just something you gotta practice. It's really difficult. And especially with lines, when you're cleaning up lines, skipping a stage. So instead of doing clean lines, instead of doing like 3 rough drafts, I will show you. Hold on a sec here. So we had these sketches, super loose. This is the pose that we chose. And then, what is it? Right here? Yeah. So I'm working it out right here. And then when I began cleaning it, it's pretty much this. It's a really rough sketch. And I basically created two lines. One rough cleanup to give us an idea of the shapes and stuff. And then it goes from here directly into our final lines, which I'm working on right now. And that allows me to improvise and create new stuff for her hands, and I'm working it out, and I'm still retaining that life because I'm not cleaning it up a third time. This is only my second pass. If I were to clean it up again, let's say I'm not fully happy with this, and I would go in and work on the structures. Let's just say I'm not happy with this knuckle. Let's go in with the bones. You know what I mean? Just like, or this here. Going in and resolving those issues a second time like this. See that? Really rough. This is another approach that that'll make your inking a lot easier because you're figuring out all of the nitty-gritty stuff, all of them, just like, okay, I want to make sure I know exactly how it's going to look, and that would be considered a true rough draft, which I didn't do, and then ink it from there. But instead of doing that, I just went from here to a finished line, and that is difficult as balls. Balls are pretty difficult. I go in from here to pretty much our final lines, and that is a lot of years of practice. You can't just go from rough to clean and expect it to look good immediately. That it just comes with practice. So you can slide in an extra rough draft layer and then go into this, but that's the problem. The problem is the more you clean up, the more you trace, and the more energy you lose, because you're tracing. When you trace, you're no longer creating. So I'm trying to get away from that and skipping the a step. If you skip a step, you're forcing your mind to think on its feet and think like inspired. You're trying to be inspired and trying to innovate new ones. So now I'm gonna show you, if I were to trace this thing, I'm just gonna follow every single information of detail there. It's all laid out for me. I don't have to think about anything. We're good. Oh my goodness. As a matter of fact, I might do this. I did this. I did this for Booette, by the way. I did this for Booette because I was like tired of thinking, and it's resolved. So all the issues are resolved, and you're just going through it. And you get this hand, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It looks stiff, broken, because this is the ghost of what it used to be. It's the ghost of the life that it used to have. It loses that energy. Now, if you were to skip a stage and just go directly onto it and say, okay, we have to figure this out with one stroke, okay, and then you're just thinking, how would that look in space? How would that look? This is pretty much what I was doing, and I would have to undo, and kind of not figure it out. Figure it out at one go. Like, I'm doing it again, but this hand, for example, it's just a pain in the ass. It has a lot of erasing and redoing, and eventually you came up with the hand that I'm happy with. So that's just a quick pro tip on how to get these kind of lines, but it's so difficult. But go Jetty Hashabash. I can't say your last name. Lord, yes, please make available to watch later. Yes, I will. I will do that. I will do that for you. It's not a drawing. It's not a drawing if there's not 193 layers. That's right. New layer. Use previous layer. Thank you. Man, that was a lot. I think we talked a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go for another 8 minutes. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. A lot of talking and little drawing. Okay. So, I'm blocking some shadows. Dang, her skin color. She looks human. She's got so much pink in her. What's the point? What's even the point? What's the point of it? Okay, let's just find a good color. All right, let's go like we said, bluish shadows. So I was saying, like, oh my god. Now I'm thinking about having different layers for these shadows. Oh my god. I was gonna keep these on the skin layer because it's gonna save us time. Oh my god. It would save us time, but it would not mean I can't. It would be a lot more difficult to kind of manipulate later on, you know. Let's just do another layer. All right. Oh my god. She got purple armpit. What the hell? I think that covers the topic on that. Is there any more stuff? What was I talking about? I feel such like, you know what? It feels like I was defeated. Like it really feels like I was defeated. Like I don't like the feeling of losing. I lost to the drawing. I lost it to drawing because I'm doing these shadows on another layer. Makes me want to cry a little bit. A little bit. Tiny bit. Better. Bow. Bow that bit. That's it. Better bit. Trying to think. What advantages do I have in doing it on one layer and not having these shadows on these layers? Just trying to think. What's the advantage other than my pride to say that I could do it? I could do it. Not much. Because now I can go back and literally just go to hue slider and change the colors however I want. And that would not be possible, Jet. So shut up and draw. Shut up. I look crazy. It makes me want to cry a little bit. It does. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Like it really breaks my heart a little bit. Like I just kind of feel that defeated because when you set up for something, you get excited for it. You're like, yeah, we're gonna do it this way, and this is the way we're gonna do it because it's another technique that will. It's just another technique, man. It's another way of doing things. Purple shadows, cause she's ghoulish. She's ghoulish. She's ghoulish. Let's put these shadows in here. Some of those in there. Okay. So this will eat a lot of time. And I'll show you guys. In the past, when I used to do like this technique for I've never talked about it, but I really want to show you guys. Like it's been 2 years since the game was released, I think, and I mean, one of these days I will, because I really put my heart and soul into this project, and I've mentioned it in the live streams before, but this, for example, there's a lot of flats, and I worked on a lot of flats, and because there's so many characters to work on, but I have not shared this proper on like any art sites that I have. There's like over 60 characters, and the characters just go on and on and on and on and on. The game's called Sunny. You guys could pick it up, please. It's a good game. Good game. But in that case, this is what somebody was saying. Like, where did I think that was Mikey. Yeah, Mikey asked. Did I develop the technique for speed? Yeah. If you're gonna use flats, it's great for the client so that you can adjust the colors. Yeah. But having kind of a buttload of layers like this, it'll end up slowing you down. So there's a point of no more margin of profit margin. No, a point where the cons outweigh the pros. That's what I'm trying to say. So. And yeah. So in that case, when working the professionally, oh yeah, talking about professional work, where did we leave off on that? Where did we leave off? We're talking about how I decided to quit freelancing. My last project that I worked on was my friend's game, splash screen from the last couple of live streams. You guys have seen it. That's actually from a game. I'm not sure if I said that it was his game. Yeah, but he had trouble finding art too. I mean, finding work as well. And I did say that he had some background in like creating video games. Like he just did games on the side growing up. Like he was just like one of those kids who like to program his own kind of mini games on like Newgrounds, if you guys know what Newgrounds is. And he went to art school 4 years, and he studied illustration, but because of how difficult it was finding work, he just made his own game company. Like he got one of our other buddies who knew how to program and 3D model, and they literally made their game company. It's called Arachnate Games. And the company's doing pretty good. Like, I'm really proud of him. Like, he's got his, plenty of employees, and plenty. He has his own employees. He has all the things that a video game company would have, and he pretty much did it. Like, just like any one of you guys can do. Like, anybody can do it. Well, not anybody. I'm just saying, doing it. Damn, all the concept art looks good. How long did it take you to finish one design? One design, about average, I'd say 8 hours. Yeah, 8 hours. They're really cool. Like, the company is really cool. They really gave me free reign over the design process. This is my professional portfolio that I would show to clients, or prospective clients for contract work. But I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. Try not to. And yeah, thank you for bringing me back to the topic. I did my first convention with Ross Draws. You guys know Ross. 2016. Yeah, so he said let's do a convention. And so we shared a table at Anime Expo, me, him, and Cynics. And I was like, oh my god, I love this. This is cool. Because I was always so used to drawing for other people. I was always doing work for other people. I stopped producing for myself. I stopped literally drawing anything for myself for a good 6 years. Like nothing. For 6 years. Like, I pretty much lost any kind of drive to do art. Like, it was killed. It was like, art now is a way to survive. It's no longer a passion. I'm just doing it. It felt like a chore, basically. When you make something you love a chore, it's no longer like a passion. Like it. Yeah. So I did that, and for 6 years I didn't draw anything for myself until we went to the convention. I had to produce like my own pieces. I didn't have anything to sell, so I was like, my god, I don't have anything. I had nothing. And for the show, I just came up with like what I could in the short time I had. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong layer. Yeah, I put those purples on the skin layer. You see what happens? Go back. So yeah, I stopped drawing for myself and just drawing for companies and work, and people were like, can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Come on, man. What's going on? Let's go. And, and that was it. And after work, I'd be too tired to draw for myself. I'd be too tired. I don't want to draw. I'm tired. I've been drawing for 8 hours. Why would I want to draw again or more? I got a life too, So, it wasn't until I produced my own stuff I was like, oh my god, yes, I remember. And I did it initially for just a convention, but it was like I got to draw things that I enjoyed in the way I wanted to draw it without anybody telling me anything, like no feedback from anybody other than, if I'm asking for it. But just doing it for myself was like, oh my God, this is great. I'm drawing for myself again. It felt very fulfilling. And I just realized that's everything I wanted to do. I was like, this is it, man. And thank God to Patreon and the internet. Today we're able to do this. Like anybody who has a large following or not even a following, just like if you have the ability, then if you put your stuff out there, you can get support for it, and that's just incredible. Like, it's a good time, man. Oh my goodness, it's a beautiful time today. Before graduating around 2012, Patreon was just starting around that time. But could you imagine being in like the early 90s or anything before the internet? You were screwed. You were a freelance artist, or you work for the industry, like the studios. That's it. You're not gonna have a Patreon going, hey man, I like what you're drawing. Here's $5. Take it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I'm gonna go buy myself a loaf of bread. That's how it was back in the day. It's hard, man. And when you and that's how a lot of art school is geared towards. They prepare you for the industry, quote unquote, whatever that is. They prepare you for a job with the industry, not really preparing you to stand on your own as like a. And also, it's not for everybody. Like, some people want to get in the industry, and that's good, because then we can still have AAA games and movies in the theaters and stuff. But if you want to go off on, I call it social artists. Today we have social artists. You're a social artist. You're drawing pretty much for your patrons and the society, the community, the people, Instagram and stuff. You're there. You're an artist for the people. And the people fund you directly. Like, that's incredible. So going back to work, right? Like, that's another thing. You produce something for a company, and it's not yours. I've had like 20 or so projects, and I'd only say like 2 of them were truly fulfilling, and luckily that game that I was just showing you guys is one of the most fulfilling projects that I worked on. But they're at the end of the day, it's not mine. I can't call it my own. Like, I can't sell a drawing. I can't do anything with it. It's not my property, unless you get like consent, which I'm sure this company would allow it. They're so cool. They're so cool. But that's the thing. You're tied down by contracts and all this stuff when it comes to professional stuff. And there's just I can talk for days about this thing. What do we got here? Yeah, I remember this drawing stuff. It's fun. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this drawing stuff. yeah, this drawing stuff. What? It's fun. Yeah. Thanks for bringing it back on topic. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's how I can count on you guys. It's really helpful that you guys repeat the things that you guys are wondering and curious about, because it brings you back. So drawing this stuff is fun. Exactly. So I did the convention thing, and I have drawings that I can call my own. I like, what? But this is my property. I mean, technically it's fan art, but still, I did it for myself, And I could say, look, I did it. It mine. It mine. and it was fun. So it's a good feeling. So I started doing more conventions. I did not more. I just did them again, and then again, and then eventually I ended up having like 50 pieces original art. 50, no, like 80, I think. Just counting the sketches, because they're not all finished. They're just sketches on Instagram. But completed works, you know what I mean? Just for completed works, it's like 40 or something. 40, so I don't know. There's a little more 40. But I mean, going for like 10 years, 10 or 12 years not producing a single drawing for yourself. It was either for school or for work. That's it. That's as far as my drawings went. So I lost like my drive to really draw. And I remembered, I was like, yeah, this is cool, man. And then the most beautiful thing happened, and that was looking forward to doing drawings again. Like, my God, I want to draw this character. I want to draw that character. I want to draw this character. Oh my God, I want to draw. I want to draw. Like, I want to draw. I couldn't say that for a good 5-6 years. I didn't really care. Like, I liked drawing, but it was honestly one of those things where I felt like I was doing only because I had to survive. And I also was like one of the only things I was good at doing. Like, you do what you're good at, you know. But now it's like, it's fun again. And yeah, so you guys have allowed me to do that, and I'm really, really grateful. Like, every single day I wake up and a little smile just shows up on my face, and I'm like, thank you guys. Right it. That's a fist pound to the chest, right it. Okay, anyways, love your streams. Any streams with Psyker and others. I love when you guys do stream together. Psyker, are you there? Psyker, you lurking? Arachnid Games? Yeah, Arachnid Games. That's the company my friend started, and I worked on a piece for him. So I gotta finish my thoughts like one thing at a time. So for my friend, he did his own company, and now it's a company. And then I wasn't doing commission work. So a lot of people are like asking me for commissions recently, and I'm really sorry I'm not taking any commissions at this point. Like at this point, like, it's not, what happens is I go into commission. I'm tangenting again. Let's finish my friend's thing. So he hired me. It's kind of connected anyways. And when he came to me and asked if I could do something for him, that was before Anime Expo. So like June. In June, he asked me, and Anime Expo was around. Anime Expo was July 5th or something like that, but it was in July. So he asked me, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll do it. Let's go." And like, but because you're my friend, like, it's friends. Like, he's, we're all grown up and professional now and doing our own things. And I was just like, it was. He literally was my best friend during art school. Like, we had like majority of our classes together. We lived together. Our birthdays are like 2 days apart. We're just cool like that. And we're also friendly competition. So for him to ask me to do work for him, and a lot of the artwork, and actually all the 2D artwork you see, I'm guessing, is from him. Like, check out Diluvian, you guys. It's beautiful. Diluvian. Watch like playthrough, like Diluvian Resubmerged. That's the Resubmerged. I'm just saying that's the one that was recently released and I did work for. But he did all the artwork for it, and for him to come and ask me to do artwork for him was very touching. Like, it was so like I was just like honored. I was really, really honored. You know what I mean? Because your friend during school, it was a lot of competition. Like, a lot of competition where it's like, we hope for each other to be successful, but we're also competing with each other. So we're kind of like trying to outdo each other. Not outdo each other, but you know what I mean? Like in class, you're trying to impress each other and stuff. So when you're in that kind of atmosphere, and then you get out and it's like, hey man, do work for me, it's kind of like, it's really just like, I'm really humbled, like I'm honored, like, dude, that's cool, because it's I was just really happy that he reached out to me, and I don't think I would have done it, especially for the amount of work that I gave him. I wouldn't have done it for anybody else. Yeah. So what happened was, this is what I'm getting at, is that I didn't draw again, for I was gone from the internet. Like, this is what happens when I get a job or a project to work on. I disappear. I go on a hiatus, and I was gone for a good 2 months. I neglected everything else. And it's not because I didn't have the time. It's because when you have responsibilities to another project, you can't do or think about anything else. For me anyway, I can't do or think about anything else but that project. I just sit there and like, I gotta do it. And then I'm sitting there procrastinating at the same time. And the procrastinating part is the part that killed me the most. Sitting there procrastinating for a week or so. I'm saying, no, I can't draw anything for myself and post it on Instagram, because he follows me on Instagram. I can't be like, hey man, look at my drawing. It would be like, but where's the update? It's been like a week. So that's where it would end up. I would be like, oh my God, all right, let's get on it. So I'd work on it for a day or two, and then I'd submit the thing, and it would be like, cool, now I can do something for myself. But what do I choose to do? Procrastinate. So it would be the vicious cycle of don't do anything for yourself until you do something for the project. And by the time I do the work, I've already wasted so many days. And then that would repeat until 2 months pass by, and I skip up my own personal stuff that I worry about. And what do you have to show for? You have a cool drawing that you did for a game, which is really nice and fun. It's especially if the game is fun. It's shitty when the game, especially if it's not fun. It's something that you're not into and you're doing it literally just for getting paid. Life can feel miserable, man. That's so many times we're just sitting there bashing my bleeping head on the computer because of some fools, man. There's some fools out there, clients who are just not very respecting of the artists. There's so many out there, and a lot of times they're the ones that don't pay very much. How ironic is that? People who are, you'd expect them to be a little more like respectful, but it's opposite. So what the hell's going on? What social platform do you use most? I use them all, man. Instagram. I think Instagram's probably the most, but for art form, I use DeviantArt. Too lazy to work on the project forces you to be lazy on your stuff. Yeah, makes me lazy to work on my own stuff, and that's true. So so I hope you understand where I'm coming from with all this. It's something that maybe some of you guys might fall into, this trap of being unproductive. Work is making me unproductive. Yeah, dragging my feet makes me unproductive. Yeah. I just wanted to get some colors on the skin, and then most of the companies ask you to work on Photoshop, but if you're more comfortable working on another software that is Photoshop integration with, can you work with it? It just depends on the person. Like, what's the person want from you? I mean, if it's going to be split up between other clients, other employees who have to also work on it, then it would probably be good to work on Photoshop. But most of the projects I worked on weren't. So I was always using Clip Studio. It gives me the look and feel that I like. And I'm just more comfortable with it now. I used to use Photoshop a lot. Wait a second. Oh, okay. And also, you can also save out as Photoshop too. That's one of the good things about this. You can save out and have it turn into a Photoshop file. These shadows keep getting darker and darker. But I think that covers the whole topic about the video game and freelancing thing, and why I decided not to do freelancing anymore. Because I can draw for myself. It's more fulfilling for me. So to wrap that up, that idea up, I don't know if I'm stopping the stream yet, but to wrap that idea, I would just like to say I'm not taking on any commissions at the moment. If things change, like if I need to, like if I have time, and I like feel like, hey, yeah, I'll work on this project, you know what I mean? And obviously if the price is right, if the price is comparable to what I'm doing if I were to work on my own stuff, because that's one of the biggest things. It's like I could make the same or more just doing this. I mean, why would I take on other projects? So unless it's comparable or better than what I'm already making, there's just so much that you can get out of doing stuff for yourself. The options I have with producing stuff for myself is just a lot more. Like I have my own thing. I can make a YouTube video for you guys. I can make a Patreon. I can make a print. I can do just so much with it. It's just endless. Like I could stay active with you. I could be on Instagram. I could be social. There's just so much more that goes, like, so much more that you get out of. For me, I get out of doing stuff for myself than if I were to do stuff for another company. Like I can pretty much do most of those things if I were to work for somebody else, but it's not mine, right? Like I can share sometimes share on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, but you can't do everything. You can't do it all. Yeah. Cause and it's funny because like it's hard to escape because sometimes it's enticing. You're doing really good. You're producing all this stuff for yourself, and all of a sudden, bam! Somebody's like, "Here, I'll pay you this much." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll pause to do a little drawing real quick. Shouldn't be that long. Okay, I'll just do a piece." So, so I'll take on a project, and then you slip out of the socials, and that's bad. You gotta stay social. Because you gotta stay active. Shit. You guys are tired of hearing about this by now. Most other companies, where is the light source in your drawing, bruh? It's from my eyeballs. Okay? Can you say that with me? Light source come from my eyeballs. So the light itself, right now, we're trying to think about this light as if it is see, my brain gotta think while I'm drawing. It's the ambient light. Okay? So I always say, like, figure out and solve issues that are easiest first. The easiest thing to think about right now is an ambient light source, because the light source will look like this regardless of wherever the light is coming from. But these shadows are getting really strong and dark, so it starts to not look like ambient. It looks like the light source is directly at her, like shooting directly at her. So if I were to say that means the shadow itself is, like I said, coming from my eyeballs. My eyeballs. So I can change colors. I can change it if I wanted to, man. Damn. So what you're saying is that there won't be any big hiatus from posting from you anytime soon. Sounds good. Need more? Yes. Thank you, Thunderjaws. You got it. And Thunderjaws, my man, we go way back from Germany. We used to play Overwatch sometimes too. But man, I haven't posted in years. I know, dude. Start doing some daily drawings. Start doing them. But yeah, the shadows coming from my eyeballs. pretty much. Eyeballs. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It means I can be more like I can do YouTube more. I could start Instagram more if I don't do artwork for other people. And it's sad too because people were like, they're just really like awesome people to to reach out, and I really appreciate it anytime who like sends an inquiry asking, hey, can you do commission? Can you do this, please? Like, I'll pay you. I'm like, yeah. I just I don't know if I have time right now. And it feels bad, man. Feels bad, man, because you want to do whatever it is. Like, sometimes just like, hey, man, I want to help, dude. You got a video game, you got a story, a character you like, you doing something right now, you do something, I help. And so going back to the whole industry thing, making it in the industry, getting a job nowadays, it's, I don't know, man. I don't know how to get work. Like, I can't really explain it because the way I do it, like, it's a lot of people who are active artists on social media. If you're pumping out work, you're gonna get people asking for you to do work. That's the bottom line. And if you're really, really active and professional, like if you have work that is just like that's professionally geared, like really focused, and you have like multiple skills, then your chances of getting work is higher. That's what it comes down to. Like, you can get work today. Like, it's not like a thing where you're like, hey, one day I'm gonna work industry and one day I'm not. Like, today I'm not, but tomorrow, the next year I will. It's not like that. It's like, no, you start today. Like, you start working in the industry today. If you don't have a job, give yourself a job. Like, make a project for yourself big enough that you can show and demonstrate to a company or whoever you're trying to show, that you're capable. That's it. And the days of, what's your portfolio look like? That's what I'm saying. It's not limited to that. It still kind of applies, but I have not met anybody. Sorry to say, man. Sorry to say. Actually, I have. Kind of. I haven't met anybody who got a job by showing off their portfolio. Like, hey, man, send me your portfolio. What's your cover letter say? No, it's usually they know connections, or you intern for a company for a while. Interning may be your best bet if you want to work for the industry. Like an actual studio, interning. Yeah, that's where it's at. That's where it really, really applies for the old traditional method of getting work. You just intern at a company before you get a job with them. That's your best bet. But for the most part, nobody's getting work that way. Like, anybody, if a company, look, let's say I have a business, right? And it's not a big business. Let's just say I have a $5,000 budget. That's my budget. It's not even a big company, like tiny. I want to start something. Are you going to be taking resumes? Or are you going to go reaching out to the groups of people like, hey, man, I'll pay you $1,000 for this splash screen. I'll pay you $1,000 to design me 2-3 characters. That's probably where you're going to go. And that's what it's looking more like nowadays. It's like, oh, this artist is pretty good. He can do this and that. Hey, give him a call. See if he can do something for us. Okay. Cool. And that's where it's at. What do you mean by professionally geared? Thanks for the question. Man, we gotta hang out sometime. Same times if you have time. I'm totally up for some Overwatch again. Yeah, I've not played Overwatch in a year, full year. But when I say professionally geared, I'm talking about yeah, shoot. Okay, so when I say professionally geared, I'm talking about the traditional approach, um, like here's my texture packet. There's it's a portfolio piece that displays my texturing skills, and here's my asset skills where I just build random assets. Let me show you. Like here's some assets. I have concepts, and this is one of those rare jobs where you're actually doing 2D drawings, because when you do it like this, you're just demonstrating that you can draw. But how many skills do you have? I don't have very many skills at all, really. I can draw. That's it. It's all I can do. If I had 3D modeling skills, I would model some of it. But I'm just demonstrating some of the product pipelines, some old school work. This is just 2011, traditional approach. Just like this is the old industry style of portfolio. You go to Disney. Hey man, look at me. I do some faces. I do turnaround, because turnaround is good for modeling and also character sheets. Turnaround. This is professionally geared. I'm showing you that I can be a part of your company. I can show you that if you wanted me to design some stuff, I can show you character designs and show faces and expressions and different anatomy. And this is a mobile app game, so a lot of other professional stuff I left out of this. But if I had them, artist, creature design, yeah. So some creature design, musculature, skeleton. I can do the technical stuff you need me to do. I can do it. It's a lot of that's professionally geared. But if you're not professionally geared, you're just drawing for yourself. You're just making a lot of pretty drawings, and then it's spikes somebody's interest. This will not do that on Instagram, for example, and I will have difficulty finding anybody asking me to do work, because it's not something somebody can relate to. It's professional, like MMO. Like, can I get a job working on that MMO? Because I can do these things, and even so, it's still not enough. I have some small 3D SketchUp. That's a free Google tool. If you needed me to mock up some 3D shapes, I did some 3D, and I don't like 3D. I don't. This is so crude. So I always wanted to learn what is it called? What is it called? Everybody uses it. It's the more organic 3D modeling software. I forgot what it's called, but this is 3D SketchUp, and it allows me to do some different compositions. I can show the client. Here's what I mean by texture. So I drew this thing. Do I have the sketch of it? Yeah. So I did this in 2D. Like, this is me just drawing. This is a drawing, like, by hand and using perspective lens. And then I modeled it in 3D SketchUp. And this was an assignment for a class, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. But I'm showing you that I can apply these textures to this building, which they're all like transferred onto here, and then I'm painting over it into the drawing. Again, more production pieces. It's showing that you can be a part of the production line. So ZBrush, thanks. Dip potato chip. He did it. He said it. Dip potato. So it's just showing that you can be professional. Like, I can model it, and then I can show you different perspectives. And we need a set design piece. When you design a drawing like this, what makes it useful for a 3D modeler that will take it and actually model it? They would need the textures that you're using. They're like, oh, cool, that's the texture used. That's the texture used. Cool, we can model it now. Yeah, so you're just a part of the machine, and you can demonstrate that you can do that. And this would be kind of my like professional portfolio. Yeah, but I'll tell you now, I didn't get a single job from any of this professional stuff. Man, actually, this is actually from Armor Games, and like I threw this into the like. They are like, okay, we need a splash screen for the game. Can we just like promotional art piece for the game? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I just used the skills that I developed on my own from this 3D SketchUp thing in order to make this. And the story behind that is this. So in this class, it's like a concept art class where we're just throwing around ideas. It's pretty much what the classroom is about. It's like, okay, we're gonna do this theme. It's called the Demon House. Spooky dookie, and we're just gonna design something with the spooky haunted house type of theme. And anybody can use whatever tool you want. It doesn't matter. Just come to class with your concepts and show it. And I literally taught myself that week how to use Google SketchUp, and that's not a requirement for the assignment. You can use your sketchbook. It can be all traditional. It can be watercolored. It could be on ZBrush. Whatever you want to use, you can use. Just show it to the teacher, and he'll critique it. And this is what I mean by like they don't teach you. You show them drawings, and then they critique it. They give you a theme, and then they critique it. There's no teaching involved after your first year. Your first year, you learn everything in terms of lights and shadows and anatomy and stuff like that, which all can be learned on the internet for free or other skill courses that you can find on the internet. It's just available for you. So when you go to class with this, they ask you, okay, what can you do? And I just showed them, like, this is something I did. I did it. And I had like 3 pieces by the end of the semester, and that's your portfolio piece. So but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys like this for example. This again, the classrooms, I use Photoshop and 3D SketchUp, and I did this for my fantasy illustration class. Again, a different class, illustration class. They give you a theme. Like I can give you a theme right now. Okay, Hobbit playing a guitar. Do it. What can you do? Like, you know what I mean? That's literally what we do. We sit in the class and go, okay, this week's pre-summoning. All right, who wants to do this one? I'll take it. Okay, you want to do this one too? Okay, you take it. All right. Okay, let's all take it. Cool. Go home, do something, figure it out. And I went home and I used the 3D SketchUp to model it myself, and I demonstrated that because I knew in my head it wasn't something that they told me to do. Like, you got to just be able to apply yourself, like put in the extra work. And I said it'll be good for me in the future if I learn how to use it. So this is the piece that I did for Armor Games, and I used the skills, but it wasn't necessary. And my point is, it doesn't, anyways, whatever. So art school doesn't school you. It does. I'll tell you a couple. Let's talk about the good things before I leave, okay? Because this is going on forever. But let's talk about the good things about art school. It provides competition. It provides structure. The structure is probably the best part about it. The structure. It's all structured. You know what I mean? Are you willing to get up in the morning and draw for 40 hours studying something? 30, 40 hours. Okay, skeleton. Okay, shadows. Okay, clothing. Okay, perspective. And do that consistently for 3, 4, 5, 10 months. Can you do that on your own? If you can, then you don't need art school. Like, you're good. But if you are like most people, then you pay somebody to give you assignments. I can give you assignments right now. Hey, okay, we're gonna do medieval time. We're gonna do medieval time. Okay, we're gonna do MMO. Okay, we're gonna do medieval. I want you guys to draw like knights, paladins, sorcerers, witches, and all of them. We're gonna do all of them, and I want to see 40 of them, 40 drafts of each character, every one of them. Okay, we'd have like 20 characters. Okay, and I wanted to see you guys do that by the end of the month. No, let's give it 2 months. 2 months. Okay, now do it. Can you do that? Can you do that? That's all you got to do. Can you do that? And if you can do it, then you're good. You're good. Now you're going to be amazing. But I think that's about it, you guys. I'm not gonna do any more of this because I can't talk about so much things and draw. It's just a lot, so much, man. Damn. One of these days, I will just stream and draw and not like talk about anything other than what I'm drawing. It's the bane of my existence. Also, the only work I really did recently, man, I need to draw. You do, Thunder. You better draw, man. But I think that's about it, you guys. This is it's gone on far too long. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had fun. 11:36. Damn, what the freaking A, man. This went on for so long. 2 hours and 30 minutes. I want to be a designer for animated movies. You can. You can. Anybody can. Anybody. As long as you have the discipline. To discipline yourself, you guys. Come on. Fire! Damn, you're on. I don't even know what that means. I don't know how. My talk, about the talk. Most of the companies ask you for work. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here, you guys. So one last time, you guys, thanks so much for joining me on the live stream. This was Booette, kind of, and that's the Booette theme song, by the way. But it's a good talk. We did a lot of art. I mean, talk. I don't know when we're gonna do this again. We're gonna try to do this again sometime this month. Alright guys, take care and